Welcome back to the first CEO. I am Fred Huang. In episode 1, we explored how Kongzi built his leadership brand on moral authority and social credibility. Today, we will see what happened when that brand faced collapse and how Kongzi turned political failure into a scalable system of leadership and education. Part 1: The Rise from Private Educator to Prime Minister. For nearly 30 years, from age 23 to 50, Kongzi was a private educator in the state of Lu. He trained young nobles and commoners alike, building what we might call China's first open university. His students learned not just literature, but leadership, how to think strategically, speak persuasively, and govern with integrity. By his early 50s, his reputation reached the court. He was appointed first as a governor of Zhongdu, then minister of justice, and finally chief minister of Lu, the highest execution position in his country. Part 2: The Crisis, Reform and Resistance. As Prime Minister, Kongzi launched bold reforms, cutting corruption, reforming meritocracy, and enforcing fair taxation. Under his governance, crime nearly disappeared. Neighboring states admired Lu's revival. But success came with enemies. His reform disrupted the privileges of aristocrats and merchants who had long controlled the court. When the state of Qi used music and dancers to distract loose rulers, Kongzi spoke out publicly, criticizing the king for neglecting duty. That honesty cost him everything. The noble revolted, and the king, under pressure, forced Kongzi to resign. At age 56, he walked away from political power. Part 3: The Pivot from Politician to Founder. Most leaders, after such a fall, would retire. But Kongzi pivoted. He redefined his mission. If no ruler will employ me, I will educate the rulers of tomorrow. For the next 13 years, he traveled across the kingdoms of Qi, Wei, Song, Chen, and Chu, not as a refugee, but as a strategist and the founder of a new movement. Everywhere he went, he taught and debated, transforming students into diplomats, ministers, and generals. In modern terms, he built a leadership incubator. By training 3,000 students, of whom 72 became high-ranking officials, he created a living network of influence. Each disciple became a node in a political educational ecosystem that spread across multiple states. This was the birth of what we call the Kongzi network effect, leadership that scaled through people, not positions. Part 4, the ecosystem in action. Let's look at the results. His disciple Zilu became a senior military officer known for courage and discipline. Ran You served as a chief administrator, proving that moral governance could coexist with efficiency. And Zigong, perhaps the most brilliant, became a master diplomat. When the powerful state Qi threatened to attack the Lu, Zigong used persuasion, not armies, to save his homeland. He convinced 5 nations to change alliances, creating what historians call a one-man geopolitical miracle. That was strategy, influence, and timing, all rooted in Kongzi's teachings. Through them, Kongzi achieved what he could not accomplish alone. He governed through a network, not an office. Part 5, the legacy, education as a scalable system. By opening his academy to anyone who wished to learn, Kongzi broke the class barrier of his age. Education was no longer a privilege of birth. It became a pathway to leadership. That model, value first, skills second, would later inspire systems from imperial civil service exams to modern corporate universities like Apple University or Toyota Way. His real innovation wasn't moral preaching, it was a system design. He built an ecosystem where knowledge, ethics, and governance reinforced one another. So, when a leader's plan failed or a career collapsed, remember this. Kongzi's true success began the moment he lost power. He turned failure into reinvention and created the world's first scalable leadership ecosystem. This is the first CEO. See you in episode 3.